Hello, my friend. My name is Matt Powell. I am the founder of Artemis Outdoors, as well as the creator of the belt. And today I'm going to walk you through in this video, setup and care for your belt. We're so glad that you have the belt, but now the real adventure begins in using it. So we're going to go through some quick things here, talking about the best way to set up your belt, how to make sure that it's trimmed to your fit, and also some of the little tips and things that we found over time using these belts about how to set it up with your supplies that's going into the belt, as well as care to make sure that you get the most out of the belt over time. So once again, thank you for getting the belt. And now let's get started on making sure that you get a good experience with it. First off, when this belt arrives to you, it has a hang tag. That's where you got this web address. One thing that I want you to do is do not try to pull that off. I am guilty of that all the time. Instead, what I want you to do is take a pair of scissors and go ahead and clip on this and then pull from that side to get the edge of the hang tag out. That way you won't make a hole in your belt keeper. Let's talk about setup. When the belt arrives to you and you take it out, what you're going to find is that the end of it looks like this. And you're going to find this is a one-size-fits-all belt. It goes down from a woman's small up to about a 42. We did that very specifically, as we talk about in some of our videos, to go with a size 33 and a 36 and a 38 and a women's small. We have to create multiple belts. And then at that point, all the compartments would be different sizes. And now we're back to something that we're just sliding onto belts and we forget behind us. So one size fits all, that's what this is. And here's how it's going to work. For the next few days, you're just going to wear the belt at the length that you got it. What you're going to find is that if you bought the belt in winter and you're shoving 3 or 4 layers of clothes into your pants, it's going to be very different from summer. And so we need to account for the difference before we do a trim to get it to the size that you need. So what I want you to do is wear the belt as is, put on all of your typical winter clothes, not just running around town, but actually when you go out. If you have harsh winters, put everything in there. If you have mild winters, put everything in. Then put on your summer clothes. Try every typical outfit that you have for the outdoors and your day-to-day. Once you have that, you're going to come to a point where you're going to see there is a difference in the belt length. You take that point, and then what I want you to do is from that point, which will typically be on this side over here. So I have this belt on, it's cinched, it feels very comfortable, it moves, it doesn't move around, my pants don't move. I have given myself about 4 inches from that back side of the belt buckle to where I'm going to make the cut. This way you can account for your body changes in size. Today, you may be a svelte 33, and in a year from now, something might happen and you might be a 36. We have to account for that so that you're not coming back and constantly having to buy more belts. We want you to buy more belts because you need them for different outfits, or we need them, or you need them so that you can give them to friends. We don't want you to buy more belts because they don't fit anymore. So by giving yourself about 4 inches from the comfortable part to the edge where we're going to make the cut, you're going to feel very, very comfortable regardless, in our experience, with how the belt fits season after season, weight change after weight change. So how do you make that cut? Well, what you're going to do is that once you find that point, this is your size right here, or this is what comes out of the box right there. You're going to make a diagonal cut across like this. That's what you're going to do. You're going to take the sharpest scissors you can find and you're going to do a diagonal cross. Then you are going to take a lighter and run it up and down the nylon. And that will get your nylon to where it is just cinched down, it's burned, it's waxed up, whatever you want to call it. So people often ask me when I'm at shows and different things like, well, how long does that last? This belt that I have on right now is a Gen 1. I have been wearing this belt and only this belt until I recently switched to a Gen 2 to test on it. This Gen 1 has been going for 9 months. And as you can see, I'll go ahead and show you that this Gen 1 with those cuts is just fine. So that's the first part of your setup, is figuring out the size that you need. Now let's go ahead and move towards how do you load it up and start wearing it day to day. Next up in setup, putting your materials inside. As you can see with this video right here, there's a couple of things that we recommend. If you got one of our kits, It came with the stuff that we've already tested, that we've put in here. We feel comfortable that after a year of stuff being in there, you won't have any problems. How do you put it in there? There's certain things that you have to fold to fit in. So a couple of little notes here. One, we recommend, like the video is doing, that you push to one side, then the other side. Then you fill the middle in. If you put stuff in the middle and then you try to push to the side, typically what we find is that in terms of kind of pushing things around and zipping it, it's a little bit more difficult. So push to one side over here, and there's space back behind here. That's the other reason that we do it. With that zipper, there is space back behind there, and the opposite side of the zipper, there's some space back in there. But if you just put it at this point and that point, you're missing out on space. Shove as far as you can to one side, then the other side, fill in the middle. Now, what do you actually put in these pockets, and which order do you put it in? That really depends on you. But what I recommend is that the side that you pull the belt off, so in this instance right here, I'm pulling this side off. This side that is the first one that I come to, that's the one you're going to fill with the stuff that you most often need. So for me, it's sunscreen and Band-Aids, and typically, depending on if there's been a breakfast burrito involved, maybe some antacids in the morning, or an ibuprofen or something like that. This is what you access the most. The second pocket, which is back here, that's where you put the stuff that you won't access as much. That way, you always have these things that are ready for you that you can get a hold of. And then the other stuff, I've seen people put all kinds of different things into that second pocket. We have one tactical medicine guy that it's all ibuprofens. We have other people, that's where they put their tweezers. Different people put different things in the second pocket. The first pocket is the one that you're going to access the most. And then the second one is for those reserves or the things that you won't access as much. So just to give you some ideas on this setup, this is my daily belt. I have my sunscreen, lens wipes, and then in here, I have my Band-Aids. The lens wipes are for either my glasses or they're for my binoculars, spotting scope, whatever it is. So don't think that you're just limited to what you've purchased from us to go into here. You can have whatever you want in here. The second pocket, which is the one that I don't access as often, is a little bit different. This one, I have my ibuprofen, I've got sting wipes, I've got alcohol pads, and acids and aspirin, and all fitting in here. So I don't really get headaches at altitude because we live at altitude. But where I do sometimes have problems is like an antacid, or I need an ibuprofen, something like if I drink too much coffee, whatever it may be. So I keep that over here because I don't need it as often. So you set it up the way you want it set up, and then roll out and enjoy it. Okay, let's talk about care real quick. First, I want you to notice something different on these two belts. One looks a little bit different than the other, right? Notice the zipper placement. A little bit different. Notice the workmanship and so forth on this side. Very different. This over here is a Gen 1 belt. We went from prototyping to early builds to Gen 1 to Gen 2. This is a Gen 2 belt, and if you have a green one, this is the exact thing that you have. What is the difference between these? A lot of different things in terms of what we've learned over time, but one thing that we've learned when it comes to care is a few critical things. One, with care, this is a very strong belt, but it might not stand up over time to your washer and dryer. We have washed these in the washer and dryer multiple times, both generations, and they work. But the thing that we've noticed is that when you put it in the dryer with the heat, you end up, because this is plastic, you can end up weakening the plastic on the belt buckle. And B, the stitching on here over time with repeated washes and repeated dry cycles will start to come apart. So how do you clean it? The best way to clean these, let's say you go out there and you get them muddy, you get them sweaty, is to bring it home, get a damp cloth, take that damp cloth and just wipe it down. That's it. You can take a damp cloth. You can also take a little bit of soap, put it on the damp cloth, wipe it down, set it for 30 minutes, and you're set to go. If you need to clean inside of the pockets, same thing. You can open up the pocket and then wipe it out with a damp cloth, leave it open, leave it hanging, and it'll dry out. My experience, it takes about 30 minutes to completely dry because of the Cordura fabric and the water resistant zippers and the stitching that we've utilized on these. The last thing that I would tell you is that if you're going to put stuff back in, and here's what I mean by this. One time I ran low on sunscreen and I was going to be out for an 8-hour day and forgot my sunscreen back at my side-by-side. So while I'm out there, I had to use my sunscreen over 8 hours, and you have to reapply constantly in the sun at high altitude. I ended up in a situation where I just went through all of my sunscreen. The last packet that I had, I put it back inside to save it for later in the day. And when I got home, I forgot that it was in there, and I had a whole compartment full of sunscreen. Very easy. Zip it up or open it up, wash it out with water, soap if you want to, leave it open, let it dry. The one thing that you do not do if you have opened these up and you have washed inside of the compartment is leave the zipper closed, because these are water resistant. It will trap and it may form a little bit of a funky smell depending on what you've had in there, or it may affect the stitching and so forth. So open it up, wash it out, leave it open till dry to the touch, and you're set to go. That's all it takes for care with the Artamis Belt. Last thing before we let you go, support at artemisoutdoors.com. If you have any questions about your product and our FAQ on our website or this video hasn't been able to answer them for you, just email us. Somebody will email you back and we'll get you taken care of. And please tag us. Let us know where these belts are going. We want to see photos. We want to see what you're doing with them. Sometimes when we're making these videos, it's so tough because we know so much about these belts. We've done so much with them. And then we have to make these videos. And instead of just being excited that you got this belt, let us know where it's going. Take a photo, take a video, tag us on social media, send us an email, send me an email, send us photos. We'll post it up, and you never know, we might send you a free one. I'm Matt Powell. I'm the creator of this belt. I'm the founder of this company. On behalf of everybody who kind of works between this office and that warehouse over there, and our whole team that has worked hard on getting these belts to you, we thank you for coming to us at Artamis Outdoors for your needs, and we hope that you enjoy your belt.